Welcome back to Girl Talk. We're here for the segment you've been waiting for, filming at Bella Domicile right off of Nesbitt Road. And if you can't tell, we're talking about white kitchens because they are the latest trend and they're not going anywhere. But before we dive into that, we're going to brag on Bella for a little bit, and particularly Dan Luck, correct?
Yes, well, we're here with Dondi Szombatfalvy, who's going to give us the info on the white kitchens. But Dondi, we want to just take a shout out to Dan really quick because he was recently featured in Bravo magazine. I have it right here as evidence. But you guys are so great with your give back efforts, and Give Back 2016 in particular was featured. What a wonderful organization that Dan was helping, the River Food Pantry. Absolutely love them. And so I just wanted to, just say bravo to Dan and the whole team for all of the wonderful efforts.
Or brava.
Brava. You got it.
That's great. Yeah, we're very proud of Dan's leadership in that area, and we've had a great time as a group just participating with the local charities this year.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing, when you come here, it really does feel like a family, the way that you guys all commingle with one another, and it's just a great experience.
Make you feel welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's get into it. Like I said,
let's dive in.
We're here in a white kitchen, and I'm seeing them all over the place. Pinterest, house.com, what other magazines?
Everywhere.
Kind of everywhere. They're not going anywhere. Why are people so drawn to a white kitchen, and why is this trend still so trendy?
Well, it's the key thing, I think, is number one, white is ageless. It's actually the most number one selling kitchen, some form of white. Of course, we know there's a lot of different colors of white, but some form of white is the number one seller in the United States. So it's popular all over the United States, which is kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
The second thing, though, is that it's a very versatile palette. You can, as we're going to look around here in a few minutes, and we can go contemporary, transitional, traditional, and it just gives you a way. If most people have in the back of their mind, hey, I got to sell this house someday, so I want something that's going to appeal to a lot of people. So that versatile palette means somebody can come in and add a pop of color or paint or whatnot, and be very up to the time. So it's always going to be a current design choice.
That's interesting that you talk about that because Elise and I have such very different styles.
I was just going to say,
beat you to it.
Yes, yeah.
And that's what first came to mind when I was thinking about white kitchens, and I think your mind too is that there's really only one style of white kitchen, but we both had different styles in mind.
We totally
So
did.
let's talk about that because there actually is a way to make two very different feels, or possibly a variety of different feels using these white kitchens. So what is it? How do you sort of choose the options and make them different?
Absolutely, and so it really starts with what the customer likes. The client is boss. So, but we can take that versatile palette and create so many different ideas. So if we look to this side here,
This is just a side.
yes,
by the way.
she's
my
the more
style.
contemporary choice. So this is an acrylic door, and this is actually a foil. So this door is wrapped in a foil. Very easy to maintain. The very shiny surface, we do have to pay a little more attention. You know, if you had a dog that liked to scratch on things, I wouldn't be recommending this one to you.
Which is why I would choose that one because I don't have a dog, and
Okay.
Elise will have the dog-friendly one.
Okay,
over here.
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds, that's great. So then, but we can then take a step over here.
Okay.
Probably the most popular style right now is a transitional. So
Take
what
a
does
look.
that mean? It means that you could take this door and it could be it could lean contemporary or it could lean traditional.
Okay.
You'll notice that it has a recessed panel. This one has an accent on it, so that would say, hey, I'm a little more transitional. Elise, are you liking it?
This would be mine. I love the darker accent and kind of that more rustic.
It is
feel.
beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
But just not your favorite.
I wouldn't have it in
style,
my
so,
kitchen, but I
yeah.
can't wait to come over to your kitchen and enjoy it.
So the other thing that's different, this is a painted door and this is a thermofoil door. So there's some differences even when you're choosing the materials for the door. Painted doors, the benefit there is you can do more different colors. You've gone into a paint store and they can blow you away with all their colors, even 50 whites. Thermofoil, there's going to be less color options, but one thing that people like about this door, it's wood will expand and contract, so you might see little fissures and lines you know, because the paint is going to have the cracks in it.
That's called
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, and that would appeal towards somebody that likes your style because it's a more homey, comfortable style. But this doesn't expand and contract, so it's going to have that perfect, the perfect finish
Sleek.
there.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Sleek. Good word.
The other thing here is it's more of a detail routing here versus a clean finish there.
And
Well,
there's
and
even
then
more
you get
behind
to
it. It goes
you
on
get
and
to
on.
add so many other aspects, like
Yes.
the hardware
Yep.
and tile. So can you show us a little bit?
Well,
I
look-
mean, show us what happens.
So look at this door. Here, very ornate. So if we put this on, hey, this transitional door feels much more traditional.
It does.
Okay. But if I just change, I take the simple choice here of this more modern pull. Now this speaks way
And I
contemporary.
love that.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this was my cabinet, I would switch the hardware. to
So
that.
even though you like the more contemporary, you know, this transitional can go either way.
Well, and
kind
that's
of
good
stuff.
to know when you're compromising, because I'm not the only one that lives in my house.
Yes.
So there might be a compromise
Absolutely.
situation.
Good on you.
It's
for thinking
amazing
about
how much that can change. Really quick, I want to show off some of these tiles. We don't have a lot of time left, but I think it's really incredible how many tile options there are too, because that makes a huge difference in how it feels.
And the other thing that's kind of nice is when you have a clean white kitchen, sometimes adding a little texture can add a really interesting element. So you can see these tile, which are all a Carrara marble, there are different textures, and you know, some of these styles more contemporary, some very traditional. Of course, we have the old favorite subway tile. But look at these. Here's some white tile from Ann Sachs. Very simple, contemporary, modern.
Yes.
And this is a Walker Zanger tile. How cool is that?
Love that.
So I
pretty.
Country kitchen all over that.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's my favorite behind you.
Oh, okay. Here we
That's
go.
my pick.
Okay.
I had to get it in. I thought it was fun. I think it's beautiful. So it's incredible how different they can really make it seem, and we can keep them clean over time.
Yes.
Right. So these
Even
will
with
test the
babies?
time. Even with babies.
And dogs?
And dogs.
Pick the right finish and make it work. Right?
Yeah.
So many options. We just barely brush the surface of choices, I think. But white kitchens are not going anywhere. Thank you, Dondi, for sharing that. She's the lead designer here at Bella Domicile. Make sure you come and take a look at their fabulous options. Thanks so much to all of our guests, and thanks for joining us. That's it for Girl Talk. We'll see you next time.